If Wi-Fi is slow, weak, or keeps dropping, the problem may not be the internet. It may be the Wi-Fi band. And for CompTIA A Plus Core 1220-1201, you need to know the difference between 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, and 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi. By the end of this quick bite, you'll know which band gives better range, which bands give better speed, and how to recognize the exam clues. Welcome to QuickBytes Education. Today's quick bite is all about 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, and 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi, explained simply, quickly, and clearly. Let's get started. Here's what we're covering today: what Wi-Fi bands are, how 2.4 gigahertz works, how 5 gigahertz works, how 6 gigahertz works, and what to watch for on the exam. A Wi-Fi band is a range of radio frequencies used for wireless communication. Gigahertz stands for gigahertz. You do not need to overthink the science here. Just think of each band like a different road for wireless traffic. Some roads go farther, but move slower. Some roads are faster, but do not travel as far. And some roads are newer, wider, and less crowded, but only newer devices can use them. On the exam, they may test this by describing a user's Wi-Fi problem and asking what wireless band or setting would make the most sense. The 2.4 gigahertz band usually has the best range. It can travel farther and pass through walls better than higher frequency bands. That makes it useful for devices that are farther away from the router or access point. An access point is the device that provides Wi-Fi access to a network. But 2.4 gigahertz has a trade-off. It is usually slower and it can be crowded. Many devices use or interfere with 2.4 gigahertz, including older Wi-Fi devices, Bluetooth devices, cordless phones, baby monitors, and microwaves. So if a user says, "My Wi-Fi reaches the back room, but it feels slow," 2.4 gigahertz might be involved. On the exam, remember, 2.4 gigahertz usually means better range, lower speed, and more interference. Quick checkpoint: 2.4 gigahertz reaches farther, but it is often more crowded. The 5 gigahertz band usually provides faster speeds than 2.4 gigahertz. It also usually has less interference because it is less crowded than 2.4 gigahertz. That makes it a good choice when the device is closer to the router or access point. But 5 gigahertz does not travel as far, and it does not pass through walls as well as 2.4 gigahertz. So if a user is close to the router and wants better performance, 5 gigahertz may be the better choice. But if they walk to the other side of the building, the 5 gigahertz signal may drop faster. Here's where most people get this wrong. They think 5 gigahertz is always better. Not always. 5 gigahertz can be faster, but 2.4 gigahertz may be better when distance and walls are the main problem. On the exam, watch the scenario. Speed close to the router? Think 5 gigahertz. Longer range through walls? Think 2.4 gigahertz. Now let's talk about 6 gigahertz. The 6 gigahertz band is used by newer Wi-Fi technologies like Wi-Fi 6E and Wi-Fi 7. It gives wireless networks more room to work with, which can help with faster speeds, lower congestion, and better performance in busy areas. But there is a catch. The device, router, or access point must support 6 gigahertz. An older laptop or phone may not even see a 6 gigahertz network. So for troubleshooting, if a user says, "My new router has 6 gigahertz, but my old laptop cannot connect to it," that may be normal. The laptop may not support 6 gigahertz. On the exam, remember, 6 gigahertz can be fast and less crowded, but it requires compatible hardware. Let's make the exam version simple. If the question focuses on range, walls, or distance, think 2.4 gigahertz. If the question focuses on faster speed near the router, think 5 gigahertz. If the question focuses on newer devices, less congestion, or Wi-Fi 6E, think 6 gigahertz. Also remember that interference can affect Wi-Fi. Too many nearby wireless networks, physical walls, metal objects, and other electronic devices can weaken or disrupt the signal. For A plus Core 1, the big idea is not just memorizing numbers, it is understanding the trade-off. range, speed, interference, and compatibility. Here's what you just learned. Gigahertz stands for gigahertz. Wi-Fi bands are frequency ranges used for wireless communication. 2.4 gigahertz usually has better range and better wall penetration. 2.4 gigahertz is often slower and more crowded. 5 gigahertz usually offers faster speeds and less interference. 5 gigahertz has shorter range than 2.4 gigahertz. 6 gigahertz is used by newer Wi-Fi technologies like Wi-Fi 6E and Wi-Fi 7. 6 gigahertz can be fast and less crowded, but devices must support it. And on the exam, remember, 2.4 gigahertz for range, 5 gigahertz for speed, and 6 gigahertz for newer high-performance connections. If this helped you understand Wi-Fi bands for CompTIA A Plus Core 1, like the video, subscribe, and keep building your knowledge with QuickBytes education, one QuickByte at a time.